So where were you at this time? You were at.
I was working at the bank.
So you were working at the bank, and what happened?
It was horrible. I know.
Remember Howie, the salesman at Caravel? Howie. What's his name? That's he came to my window and he said, I'm here to pick you up. Brian's been in an accident. You know, and then it's like they're not telling you the whole thing and all that. So he told me what he knew on the way to the hospital. By that time, Dad had called. And he said he's in trauma unit now or something like that. Whatever. So when I got there, he was being taken care of in the ER.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I hear cold blue, and everybody's running, and they're, everybody's running to the ER room. And I thought, well, I always thought cold red was the really bad thing. And then I couldn't understand it's cold blue. What happened was they thought they were going to lose him in there. His blood pressure dropped way down.
It's going to be a little loud.
And anyway, he had to have his spleen removed. And when Dr. Gislandi told me that he had to have his spleen removed, I started to cry, and I said, well,
all right,
he's
dude, you
going
ready?
to die.
Speed? Come on, buddy.
And he says, if that were the case, every football player would be dead. And I said, I learned in physiology and school that you couldn't live without a spleen. And he says, you can.
Dude, just take care of yourself and your family, and everything's going to work out. Just keep your cool, keep your cool.
See you later, man.
You driving back?
You have to take a shower.
Grandma, can you tell me a little bit about when Stephen was born?
It hurt. What do you when he was born?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, let's see. He was due on Grandpa Buddy's and my first anniversary. And he was born almost a whole month early. 11 months after we were married. And I said to Bud, you don't suppose there's people counting their
Hey, Matt, will you keep an eye on my hounds?
No.
Oh, I don't know what
Me?
Matt.
Mom, I'm busy. Please, continue, Grandma.
We'll watch him.
I just gave him water. Stuff's in there. She's just taking a little snooze. Look up for the car. Hopefully I can...
No, they'll be good. They'll be fine, as long as they don't chase after you. Okay. So anyway, he was born 11 months after we were married, and he was a month early, and he weighed 5 pounds and 11 ounces, and he was 18 inches long. His head was here, and his feet were here. It was like a little 5-pound sack of sugar. That's what I equated it to. And he had to be fed every 2 hours.
But what was the day like? Was it warm or?
September 23rd. My water had broke. Yeah, it was warm. It was a nice day. And I had to call Bud home from, I don't know if it was work or from a job. But anyway, he came home and he was going fast, and the police stopped him. And he said, my wife's water broke. I have to get home and get her to the hospital. And the policeman said, we've heard that story a lot, about it. He was emotional.
Yeah.
And so the police followed him home and opened the door, and there I'm standing at the head of the stairs. And I said, just a minute, I have to put my makeup on. And the policeman said, yeah, we've heard that a lot too. But I had my hair just sewing my makeup on before I went to the hospital. But I didn't know I was going to be in labor 5 days.
5 days.
He was very comfortable in there and did not want to come out.
Sounds about right.
Uh-huh.
$20 in your pocket. I put the $20 in your pocket
And so,
for the weekend.
5 days later, he was born at 7:15 in the morning. And they're always kidding me about
What?
for Brian, when Brian was
I didn't
born, that I
stop in
arranged it so
Cincinnati.
that they
There was
would be
nowhere to
born on the
stop.
same day. So that
It was
is
just like
Tell me about the
roads.
day Brian was born.
I didn't see anywhere.
I had a doctor's
But I
appointment,
think they might sell
That day.
beer down here. I remember
and I had
last
gained
year.
48 pounds. I was mammoth. And it was like a week after the due date. And I had a doctor's appointment, and he said, when do you want to have this baby? I gained 48 pounds. I said, I want to have it right now. He says, go home, pack your bag, and I'll meet you at the hospital. And he says, I'll rupture the water bag and we'll get you going. So, okay. And so they did the drip in me, what's it called? Pitocin. Yeah, okay.
Give me one of those.
And about
right there.
2 and what's the matter?
No,
He was
I was-
over my sandwich.
I was eyeing his sandwich.
2.5 hours later, Brian was born. Now, what a difference from 5 days to 2.5 hours. But that makes the pains come hard. Very hard. And then he weighed 8'1", and he was 21.5 inches long. So that was like a monster compared to Brian. Stephen was so little.
Yeah.
And we called him the belly with the mouth on it. Because one bottle was not enough, even at that young age. I had to give him 3 more ounces, so he would have 11 ounces of milk in the morning. And he wasn't a puker like Stephen was. He wouldn't let any of it out. He'd burp them and it'd burp. Stephen, half of it came out again. He projectile vomited. They were so different. Very different. Am I being too graphic?
No, not at all.
No.
The look on your face.
That is golden.
Just an interesting conversation coming in the middle of.
He asked me.
All right.
Oh dear. Anyway, Brian was a cuddler. He really loved to be held, and he wanted to snuggle. Brian.
Yeah, Pete says the same thing about him now.
Is that true, really?
No, I don't know. I just made that part up.
Be out of somebody's pen.
Oh, my. Well, are you sure that's not something they do their eyes with?
No, it's a pen.
Okay. Looks like something I saw them doing their eyes with. Anyway,
You're kidding me.
no.
Whatever.
But Stephen he didn't really want to snuggle. He would push away. Which I really didn't notice until I had Brian. They were so different.
Get that extra.
Oh.
And then there was
Sleeps
Kat.
10.
6 years later, I finally got my girl. I was so happy when he said it's a girl. I said, are you sure? Look again, doctor. Look again. He said, no, it's a
what?
It's a big fat girl, he said. She was 8'9".
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So what's
What a
going
moose.
on?
That was
Anything?
like having a 3-month-old baby, because Stephen didn't weigh
Better than a
8'3"
doornail?
until 3 months.
Wow.
He gained very
Yeah, I know.
slowly.
Have you had any rain?
Got rid of half of what he ate. But
Oh, yeah.
she was a delight.
I wonder if we got any by our house.
What was a day like when Kathy was
It
born?
was a Sunday. It was lovely.
Oh, okay.
For a November day, the sun was out. None of the days had stormy days. But I was so happy to get my girl. And I was only 27 years old when she was born. And it was exactly the way I planned it. I wanted to have all my kids by the age of 27. Because that supposedly was ideal at that time.
Still is, technically.
Well, before you're,
Physically.
yeah. So anyway, she was the kind of, this gal that lived across from us. We lived in the duplexes in Lombard at the time. It was before our house.
Okay, so you've
And
been at the
she would
house
come
at all?
over and she'd say, "Don't you
Okay.
ever put that baby down." I went, "Not if I can help it." I waited a long time for her.
So did you find
And she was the kind of baby that if you had 15 minutes before you had to start fixing dinner or something, you could pick her up and snuggle her. And she wouldn't cry when you had to put her back down. Steve was exactly the opposite. Man, once he was asleep, you tiptoed around and you didn't let him see you. Because he wanted to get up and get out. And Brian was good as far as being picked up, and you could lay him down again and he wouldn't cry.
Mm-hmm.
But once you picked up
We had a
Steve,
very uneventful trip.
I think he had a stomach ache a lot. And the warmth of your body made him feel better. Because he would really cry when I put
We
him
had
down.
rain
And yet he didn't want to snuggle.
Thursday, Friday.
I don't know. Go figure.
We had rain Wednesday and part of Friday.
So that's it.
And
Well, thank you.
beautiful
You're welcome.
the rest of the time.
Years old when Brian was born,
Uh-huh.
and I said, "Brian, it's your birthday present." Well, I expected a lot of humor out of a 2-year-old. He thought,
105, isn't that
the
wonderful?
baby's my birthday present.
Oh, I can hardly wait to come
He got
back.
cake and other things too. I don't know.
Oh,
I
maybe
guess
I'll
I
just
shouldn't have
stay
said
up
that
here.
because he never forgot.
You seem standing still.
He's been marked. He's been marked by it.
And have you been happy with how your children have turned out?
Yes, I have. They haven't killed anybody.
Not yet.
Not okay.
Please, don't say that.
Sounds
No, I've been
sounds
very
good to me.
I mean, they haven't done everything the way I would do it, but they're individuals.
Okay. Sounds
And
good.
The 2 boys, Brian didn't graduate from school, but Stephen did. Brian elected not to finish college. But you can't force them at that age.
Oh, that's
Throw good money after bad.
Oh, that helps.
Do you have any regrets?
I have no regrets. My only regret is that Bud was killed in an
That's why, 'cause you're not
automobile
reaching in the
accident.
air.
That was very bad.
Oh, yeah.
And it took me 3 years to say, "Boy, you better pull yourself up by your bootstraps or you're going down the tubes." And so, I asked Jim out on our first date.
Oh,
I
yeah.
had talked to him
Yeah,
for about 2 hours to convince him, but I did.
He didn't want to go?
He's doing
Really?
He's doing fine.
Well,
No wonder I don't hear this story.
When we got home,
no,
and it took him like a day to
I met him through Linda, his oldest daughter, who used to clean house for me.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
we had gone with Linda,
yeah, I know.
like to the,
I know, I read
that
the
bar in
review,
Oak Brook.
And I am,
I
when
can't
I
remember the name of it, where they had jazz.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd had some hot hors d'oeuvres and have a drink or two. So, I mean, we got to know each other a little bit
That
with
I can
Linda
take.
there and everything.
that will
But see,
help
his
to
wife
alleviate some
was
of
sick
it.
with cancer for
Because I
2
was getting them
years.
after I took the hormones. But of
And
course, the tamoxifen has
she died after Bud died.
elevated the amount
And
that
so
I get.
that's why
But I think my
it
body is
hadn't been a
starting
year
to
yet.
adjust.
And I invited
And I'm
him
not
to
getting
see
them quite
Fiddler
as
on the
often. Right at
Roof.
the beginning, I was getting
Mhm.
them
And,
every hour. Now I'm getting,
where we go, what, I can't remember the name of it. Drury Lane.
Mm-hmm.
And it was for Hinsdale
now,
Infant
you know what?
Welfare
Somebody else
Society,
said that.
and with the Elsners, and that year Jane was president of
Mhm.
the Infant Welfare Society, and we always
Okay, well, you need to
went
ask her
Bud
if
and
I